hold up. Wait a minute. Some of them right. Oh, God, man. Listen, formulate your own opinions, yeah? Because already sides come out and they go, nah, it means this, nah, it means that. What's going on? Formulate your own opinion. I have come to give you mine. Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit the notification bell and all that jazz. Leeds United boss expects Crysencio Sommerville to leave Leeds United imminently, and though he believes the Whites will seek to replace the winger in the transfer window, he warns that resources are pretty limited. Now, of course, Lee, again, formulate your own opinions. We'll go through the piece, we'll read through it. I don't understand, just off the bat, genuinely, and I want people to answer this question for me. We've made over 70 million in player sales, right? I'm going to show you the picture on this. There's 3 players there that have gone, what, nearly 80 mil? About 80 mil, 70 mil, whatever. So we've made over 80 mil, I would say, in player sales when you throw in Mark Rocker, Diego Llorente, throw in your man Creswell, everybody. So that's a hell of a lot of money. That's a hell of a lot of money that has come into the football club, okay? We've apparently signed the most lucrative sponsorship deal the Championship has ever seen. The most lucrative sponsorship deal the Championship has ever seen. Facts, right? Imagine if we didn't get that. Where would we be? Okay? So it makes you wonder how lucrative that deal is. Maybe it was just like, just give us some money. We need the money. So that, on top of the fact that Leeds United are the biggest club in the league, bringing the highest revenue in the league. Record shirt sales. 15,000 units sold like that in 24 hours. I wonder what them numbers are now. Wouldn't surprise me if it's doubled. So I don't understand where the dough is. So formulate your own opinions. That is totally fine. But tell me why now we're still having issues. I'll bring you back to that Daily Mail article where it told us we need 100 million in player sales and we'll do it on freeze on loans. Now, of course, we ain't doing it on freeze and loans, but what I will say, don't talk to me about Jack Clark anymore. Don't talk to me about Gabby Sarra anymore. Morgan Whittaker, Sammy Schmodic, whoever it may be. Because clearly, that ain't going to happen. I don't understand it. Genuinely, I don't understand it. Now, there might be some financial experts in the chat. Explain to me. Again, I will say, formulate your own opinions. People will come on here and say, oh, you're catastrophizing. Oh, you're doing all this, all that. Formulate your own opinions. I'm giving you mine. And when I see the article initially, the title says this: Farke Sommerville, replacing his goals and assists and Leeds United's pretty limited resources make the task more difficult. People are saying it's almost clickbaity. He said it verbatim. But then everyone has different ways of taking in information and also dealing with it. Because now we get the old thing of, well, Farke's not going to say we're rich, is he? As though like he's doing some sort of like kidology with the market or something. Like, as though the manager's really thinking that, like, oh, I tell you what I'll do, I'll sell him a dud. Oh, well, they're not going to say this. We've been hearing this now. We've been hearing this since the end of last season. Are things not now starting to look a bit like, hold up, wait a minute, summon him, right? Surely. This is a catalogue now. We were told no FFP issues. Then we sold Archie Gray. We were told then that would mean we are strong. Now we're selling Sommerville. We've sold Kamara. Did we really want to sell him or we were just after flipping him? People, I said that about flipping him. Oh, no. You're rubbish. Anyway. I mean, group, listen, I don't want to, look, I'm not going to rewrite history because I don't mind Rothwell. I don't mind, but ultimately we started with the midfield the same as last season. So everybody that were going, Kamara's rubbish, Rothwell's so much better. Rothwell was on the bench, peeps. So, yeah, anyway. So have we sold him to flip him? Potentially. So we brought in money. We sold Creswell, etc. We brought in money. Lucrative sponsorship deal ever seen in the Championship. Oh my God, we're in the money. And then we're still something ain't right. Like, surely we can start to think, what is going on? What is... Hamer's been confirmed as a guest of Jayden Bogle. Still, he's there as a guest. We can't afford Gus Hamer. We cannot afford Gus Hamer. Also, just a quick update on the Crescencio Sommerville stuff. My friend Lawless, who is part of the Man Ex-Employees Patreon, sent me this. Sommerville has completed his medical, due for his promo shoots and videos tomorrow, with an announcement expected then. I think this was yesterday. I will only do the emojis when the signature is on the paper, but it's looking very likely for tomorrow that this is the case. The player is now likely to fly to the USA for the pre-season match, but a decision will be made when he signs. The club were very torn between Sommerville and Nelson. That's Reece Nelson of Arsenal. A loan and then option to buy was close to being agreed with Arsenal, but overall the two deals worked out the same value. So loan with an option to buy was close. Someone needs to find out how much they were going to pay for Nelson, because this will give us a look into what we're getting for Sommerville. But a loan with an option to buy was close to being agreed with Arsenal, but overall the two deals worked out the same value. Roughly after the loan and after much deliberation, Sommerville was given the nod. Had the Nelson deal been less on total, then he may have been signed instead. This is a classic example of how the club does its deals by working out the best overall package for a player before. Be interesting to see what that deal was. I'm going to have a look now. Reece Nelson, West Ham, transfer after loan. 25 million. 25 million. And that's after the loan. That's after the loan. So what would they have paid during the loan to get him? So maybe the 20 to 25 makes sense. I'm not too sure. Sommerville expect to be confirmed imminently, with the London club set to pay in the region of 25. Yeah, so it looks about 25, doesn't it? Looks about 25, maybe max. Which now, everyone was saying Florian Plettenberg. Now we're seeing reports of 25. Do you know what I mean? So maybe, yeah, I don't know. 25 Arsenal wanted. And then you've got to factor in as well, why is this a cheaper option for them when they'd have also had to pay for his loan? So a loan of Reece Nelson probably comes with a fee, probably comes with covering some of his wages, and then at the end, 25 million. Leeds, Sommerville pay 20 now, maybe rising to 25. I'm not sure. But I don't know. That's what's coming from there. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? What actually transpires. So it's a bit mad. Everything's good. I hate I don't hate the transfer window. I'm lying, because it's my busiest time, isn't it? Well, it's not actually, because I do the watch along, so I'm talking shit. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, let me just quickly make a change. I just want to quickly change my my thumbnail on this video, because I've just had it sent through. Sorry, folks. Just give us a second. So that's the situation with RE, Sommerville, Reece Nelson. That makes me think maybe it is the 20 to 25 that were originally, or that we were told by Florian Plettenberg, that everyone was going, nah, he's wrong, it's 34 million and all this jazz, is the only man saying it, Well, they weren't paying 44 million for for Reece Nelson, so something ain't right. So maybe we'll get 20 to 25. Why are we accepting 20 to 25? Why did we go back to the negotiating table, for example, with West Ham? Is there something amiss, potentially? Hamer was there as a guest of Bogle, mate. We're not getting Gus Hamer, nor can we afford Gus Hamer. We've done that, Evie. What do you want me to do? Sit here and say, oh, everything's good? That's what I mean. Formulate your own opinions. It's fine. It is what it is. We will have a look now at the article, and we can have a chat about it. We can have a chat about it. We will certainly do just that. Yeah, he's good for next week. Mate, we were class. We've done a post-match. We're happy. We're buzzing. Boom, boom, boom. But now we're... Farke not taking the piss. Those above him are taking the piss. Farke will want to spend. We'll get into the article anyway. Let's talk about it. Which bits, though? Which bits, bro? Joe, you need to do what you tell us and not believe all these rubbish articles that they post for clicks. Which articles? You on about Graham Smith at the YEP? Well, Vic. The invitation has been extended. It has not been RSVP'd. Anyway. But they are... Come on. Right, okay. I understand that. I understand it doesn't make sense. But of course, we've said... You can say that about anyone. No one goes into a business to lose money. And I'm not saying that's what they're doing. And I do think we will bring in players of a sufficient amount. Again, formulate your own opinions. My conversation on this is, why? Where is the money? And I think it's a fair conversation for us to ask. As I've said at the top, at the end of the day, why, when you've made over 80 million in sales, yeah, you have the most lucrative championship sponsorship deal ever, and also you are the biggest club, then where's the money? Because we were told... I don't understand it, man. People deal with things differently and they go, oh, well, of course he's going to say, this because, he's doing that so clubs don't know that we've got money and all this. Listen, everyone deals with things differently. I just think it's a bit sus. That's all. It's mad. Let's go through the article though, and we can all have a chat about it. And you can tell me to calm down or whatever. Yeah. Sorry about the adverts and all this. Right, okay. So, Sommerville's move to West Ham for a fee believed to be in excess of 25 million is all but complete. Pending an announcement from both clubs, and Farke admits he was anticipating such a scenario, i.e. I knew that we were going to sell him, right? That's fine. Like always, we just speak about business once it's done, but it's more or less an open secret. I also expect in the next 24 hours, perhaps even sooner, there'll be some development, and it looks pretty likely he'll leave us. No shocks there. We'll just speak about this when it's confirmed. It's not like we're prepared for such a scenario, because especially in the last days and last weeks, it looked like this could happen. It goes on to say, Farke says replacing a player who scored 19 championship goals and added 9 assists to be crowned the division's player of the year will be difficult, 100%. You know, I had to not bat off, but I seen a tweet earlier on that responded saying we need to be getting better than Sonty Hansen, we need to be getting better than Sommerville, surely. And I'm like, in what world can we improve on Sommerville? We cannot replace him, as it's been said, yeah? It says... but the manager wants the responsibility for mitigating Sommerville's departure to be shared by the squad, not just the club's recruitment chiefs. 100%. 100% share the load. Share the load. We're seeing that already. Rutter's scoring, Joseph looks deadly, etc. Yeah? Then it goes on to say, obviously... he was not just named, but also in general, I would say the best player in the league last season with many goals and assists, R.E. Sommerville, yeah? It will never be easy to replace him, especially one-on-one. I don't think any of us are expecting that. We have to be aware to bring a player in his position, definitely, but as a team and a group, we have to make sure we share his goals and assists. Again, agreed. To bring a new player in, who'll be the new best player in this league, will be pretty difficult. We know that. We know that, Daniel, man. We're not expecting you to bring in a player who's going to be the best in the division. You can't have so much money as you need to spend in order to bring in a new Sommerville. Exactly. We're not asking that, though, are we? I don't think we are. I've spoken about how much I like and value him, and of course we'll miss him, but a club never relies on just one person, not on one player, one coaching staff member, or even the manager. The club and the team is always bigger, 100%. We work to find good solutions to compensate his loss and try to be in other areas perhaps even a bit more stronger. This is what we'll do once the business happens, and I expect this to happen. I'm not sitting here by any stretch of the imagination saying we're not going to sign anyone. I still think we'll get a fullback. I still think we'll get a centre midfielder. We'll probably replace Sommerville, be it with a 10 or a winger. But it's like, where is the money? And I just want someone who can explain it to me. That's all I'm saying. It just, something's not right. I said before, didn't I? Cheap, cheap, cheap. Yeah. Anyway, let's go. Let's continue. When pressed on whether Leeds would now work to bring in a winger, specifically, along with other targets which include a fullback and a central midfielder, Farke admitted he would like another attacker, but he says the club's financial situation with regards to PSR means the budget is not perhaps what people would expect after summer sales totalling a sum exceeding 75 million. Why isn't it? Why isn't it? I thought we didn't have any... This is what I don't understand. We do need someone to give us some more meat on the bones. 100%. Does this mean we can't afford Ryan Kent? I know, right? My thing is why? Like, where is it then? What's going on? Someone explain... Because no one can explain it. No one can explain it. Everyone just goes, well, of course he's not going to say this. But if you look... If you go back to when we were told, no, but even on the credit card bill, they're paid. Like, this is what I don't understand. Who's still on the credit card bill then? Who is it? Because we know that we only had to pay 70 odd million this time, and then, you know, we did owe 190 million. We know that, right? But over 3 seasons, not now. We knew that, not now. So it almost feels like, for me, they're not pushing the boat out now, just in case we don't go. That's fine, but say that. Don't say everything's fine and then it's all, oh, now we've got issues and, you know, now we've got limited resources and all this sort of stuff. Which is it? Can we spend, can't we spend kind of vibe? Just say it. Like, it's mad. But the Adams money, we've sold him now. We sold him for 20 million. We sold Sinistera for 20 million. You know? Terry, you tell me, Terry. You tell me. I'm asking you. I'm saying formulate your own opinion. But for me, something's not right when you raise over 80 million, 75 million, let's say, as the article says, but you raise over 70... Remember we were told no fire sale. We're getting close to the 100 million we told we needed, right? So we've raised over 75 million, right? Yeah. But then, Evie, so why are we doing it now? So why are we doing it now, then? So why are we doing it now? Why have we done it now, then, to say it? This, for me, is copium, because that's what I was told before. So so why are we doing it now? So that we can pretend we're skint and we don't... What's the purpose now of Farke coming when we need 3 players? So if we didn't do it back then, why are we publishing it now? Can you answer me that? Because I genuinely am saying, like, well, why is he... So if that's the case, we didn't announce it, but now we are announcing it. What's changed? Do we hope that someone will go, they're skint now, so let's give them a good deal? I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't understand. The sellable assets are being sold. What happens if someone... don't, man. Because then I start worrying about Nonto again. And I start worrying about Rutter again. J-Dog, this is my thing. I want someone to tell me why it's still an issue. This is what I don't understand. So... I don't think... anyway, I'm not gonna... We will disagree. I love you, though. We'll just disagree. But Jason, where is it, bro? We were told the Red Bull money is the difference between buying or selling a player. Who have we kept? Anyone that's rubbed our hands with silver has gone. Gone. So, what's the difference? Where is the Red Bull money? I don't know. Honestly, I want someone to say. Someone explain. It's a madness. It's mad. It is, honestly, it's mad. Let's go through some more of this article anyway. 10 million, not 60 million, another liar. Who? Who's lying, Andrew? Me? Am I lying, bro? What do you mean? I'll jump on that in a minute, Tyler. I will jump on that in a minute. I will. Just give me 1 second. Right, 1 second. I'm just going to read through the rest of this article. I just want to meet Andrew. What do you mean? Right, okay. So, let me just go back. Again, announce what? That we've got loads of money. This is what I'm saying, though. This feels to me like copium for people. Because we were saying this a week ago when we didn't need to sell Archer, when we didn't need to sell Sommerville. The same people now, no disrespect to anybody, and I don't mean to take shots, the same people now who were saying everything's fine told me we wouldn't sell Sommerville. They told me we wouldn't sell Sommerville for less than 50, 40, 60 million. That's what they were told. That's what I was told. Now, them same people are telling me that everything is fine. What is going on? Come on. Come on. It's mad. It is, though. I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh because the same people that told me Sommerville won't go, Sommerville, if we're only on our price, Sommerville 50. Why the 49ers aren't mad? 40. The 49ers aren't mad. Where are they now? Because now we're being told everything's fine. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know the answer. It's mad. Yeah, but bro, it's already grey. Even it's already grey. I think it's a good look though. Anyway, but again, I think this is copium when people say this because I do, because I'm being told it was we told everyone we had money back then, and now we don't. We're telling everyone we're skint, like, because of a reason. I don't know. I just think Farke's saying, listen, folks, heads up, you ain't getting these names that I mentioned. Money's tight. That's as simple as it is. But people want to see it differently. And I'm just asking. I'm fine. I'm fine about it. But my point is, why? That is it. I get it. If you're honest, be honest. That's fine. I get it. But don't say some of the shit that we're hearing. That everything's fine. We're going to be on that PSR deadline. Boom. All this sort of stuff. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit mad. It is what it is. Right, okay. Let's go back to some more of this article. Leeds are also in a situation where players of Sommerville's value and profile would be on the radar of Premier League clubs with resources and salary offerings that, yeah, 100%. I get it. Our situation is also quite clear. Obviously, after selling a winger, an offensive player like Cree, everyone knows we'd like to add a player in a similar position. There's no doubt. he said. It's not like right now we receive a full player like Archie Gray or Sommerville. Also lots of money, and right now we can spend it. Yeah, we're not expecting that. No one's expecting that, by the way. I'm not expecting them to go out and spend the money that we just... Again, I'm not expecting that. You know I'm not. Because I've said I'd be okay with the Liam Miller. I've said I'll be okay. I have actually told people on my show that we will not sign Sarah. We will not. They're too expensive. And I get shot down for it. So I'm not asking that. I'm not saying you brought in 40, so spend 40. That's just silly. Don't do that. Anyway, at the moment, we still have to pay for a few sins in the past and make sure we're in line with all the financial rules. And this is also the reason why sometimes a club has to take a decision also to sell a player. So we have financial issues then. Do we have financial issues then? Because we're paying for sins in the past still, and I thought that was sorted. We need financial rules, PSR, which I thought were already sorted because that's what Gray sorted out. We didn't need to sell players anymore because that's what Gray sorted out. But anyway, but my point is, like, let's say, for example, we didn't get the Red Bull investment. Bloody hell, then we would have been up shit creek. This is my point. So things aren't as rosy as what people are portraying or saying. They're not. Clearly, they're not. Bro, you do realise that's Farke. They're his words. Bro, that is from Farke's mouth in an interview. This is verbatim. This isn't... What do you mean? This is an interview with Daniel Farke. This is what I'm saying. So you're not... If you're going to sit there and go, haha, it's all bullshit, my head's in the sand, when this is what the manager has said verbatim out of his mouth. They're not making this up. They asked Daniel Farke a question and he answered, and that was his answer. Come on. What are we doing here? So you're saying this is lies, so Farke's lying, or they reread his words. Do you know what I mean? They've rewritten them a different one. Come on. Like, CCR, if you're going to be critical or say that I'm this, I'm that, this is from the manager's mouth. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing here, bro? Like, that's funny, man. That's funny, I can't lie. If you're going to say these are bullshit, when the manager said this in an interview. Yeah, it brought him out. Guten Tag, Daniel Farke. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's mad. Dale, I'm cool with it. Genuinely, like, I think people are misconstrued in this. I just want to know why. And someone explain to me. It's just a bit mad. Anyway, let's go back to the article. Anyway. Again, this is Farke, folks, not some... This is what Farke said. Obviously, when you ask me as a manager, you always want to keep your best players and even add a few more top players. But we still have the situation that we've done something not in the perfect way in former years and right now have to pay the price. I want to know then, right? My thing is, when's that finished? When's that finished? When can we stop using that as an excuse? Because that's what I'm hearing, is excuses. Because you've got all this money, you bring in fucking, what's his face? Will Ferrell. Every man and his dog is invested in this football club, yeah? You've brought in Red Bull investment. You've sold 80, 75 plus million pounds worth of players. You got record sales on a shirt sale. We're the most watched and big club in the championship. So, when is that not an issue? When is that not an issue? I promise I wouldn't. I would like to have that. You're clearly not it, though, because you can't answer it. Do you know what I mean, though? I mean, you're saying... I mean, I don't even want to, but I can't, because Paris Hilton's fucking owns some of it. Talk to me. It's mad. It's mad. But yeah, so when does that not become an issue? Exactly, Vic, man. Evie, I can't, man, I can't. I love you too much, man. I can't. You're having a nice day. We won against Valencia, La Liga side. Enjoy it. Like, enjoy it. Leave me in my misery. Do you know what I mean? Her husband, even better. Even better. Paris Hilton and her husband own it. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Anyway. When does that stop then becoming an issue for me? Can't you not slurp your tea, please? Stick that up your pipe and smoke it, because I just completed it. No, you're not hearing me, miss. I didn't say that, though, did I? Come on, man, that's not fair to me. I didn't say it. I didn't say that. I'm not expecting you to do that. All I'm saying is, okay, so answer me this then, Mr. Dodo. If you've got the answer me this, right? At what stage do we not have to pay the price? Where's the Red Bull money, the Sommerville money, the Gray money, the Creswell money, the Kamara money, all this sort of stuff? Where's the money on the shirts? Where's that all going? Where's it all gone? All the investment we've received. I don't know. And I'm asking, what is it? Nah. Don't change now. No. You're not doing that. You're not going to wiggle out of it, CCR. Nah. So this isn't what he said verbatim then. They've just twisted it. Darren Manny, no, it was all nothing to do with the 45ers. Take 2 of these twice a day. Like a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. All I'm saying is things ain't as rosy as everyone will tell you it is. That's all. Sterling says, I'm a financial expert. We're in the shit. PS, buy physical gold and silver, save your finances. Yorkshire City. No, it was coffee, actually, bro. Anyway. Right, okay. Let's go. No, okay, I hear you, but I'm just, adding to, yes, it is, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, yeah, it's verbatim, yeah. Quotation marks verbatim, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, let's go back to it, yeah. Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it, Pete? And that was my point. I knew we owed 190 million, but there was only X amount this win, and then the next amount, and the next amount. You could even be in the Premier League, right? These are the things I'm on about. That's why I'm a bit like, well, where? Why? And I'm not saying we're just something ain't right. I can, bro. I can. Mate, if I couldn't get copyright, I would put them side by side and just play it. Like, you're doing too much. Anyway. Right, let's go. Let's go back to the article, yeah? So, again, no one could tell me when that's not going to be used as an excuse anymore. Anyway, I can hear the budgies across the window, and the window's not even open, bro. Matt, the window's not even open. They're that loud, yeah? It's coming through. Boom. Okay, Andy. The possible maths is Gray's sale was balanced 23-24, hit PSR. We could then need 50 million in 24-25 as less parachutes. Easier to explain up, but this is sadly is possible. So we have PSR issues, I'm assuming, and 40 was last year, which I think it went towards that. Yeah, I don't know. It's all a bit mad. Yeah, exactly, Matt. Yeah, like if we had a little bit more explanation, and I think the problem is, for me anyway, is we were told there aren't any issues. We were told Red Bull will stop us having to sell players. We then fell into the trap as a fan base believing that Sommerville was going to stay and we were going to get 50, 60 million for him. Yeah, exactly right. So many, I'm right. And transparency, yeah, 100%. That's all we want. Because I can take it. Genuinely, if they said to me, look, we can only do this, I'd be like, that's fine. And they'll do it right. And I still believe the 49ers will get the right CM, will get the right left back. I'm not sure Sommerville's going to be replaced at all based on these comments, but we'll see. Yeah, I think so. That's why I don't understand why the other side of it is, you're just negative. And it's like, no, man, I'm just questioning. I got battered the same for the Red Bull stuff, if you remember, because everyone else went, woo! Woo! You know what I mean? That was lifting the skirt, but hey. Not everyone, actually. Not everyone, that's wrong. In the last season, we were pretty disciplined and careful with what we spent. We have to be careful, and it's an open secret. It's not like we take all the money from transfer like Green and can spend it right now. Again, no one probably expects that. We have pretty limited resources. What? Why? Why do we have limited resources? Of course, we can do something, but it's not like we can spend the same sum of money for a Cree Sommerville. Understand that. We're not expecting that. So for that, everyone knows it's not possible to work with unlimited resources. We still have to stay pretty disciplined, and it won't be easy to find a player who improves our squad, but he's also affordable. But this club never does it the easy way. It will be boring. See, I don't like this anymore either. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that line. This club never does it the easy way. It will be boring. Everyone can do easy. We are special. No, this is not okay anymore. No. Daniel, I love you, but that trope is not okay anymore. Oh, yeah, we're always shit. We're crazy. Nah. No more. Thank you very much. I don't want to hear that as an excuse anymore that, well, Leeds United, we do things crazy. What? Do you know what I mean? That's silly, innit? Come on, man. No, but Benjo, it's 2024. We shouldn't have to accept that. It's like we're having to accept that we're a batshit crazy club and get run by absolute chances. Come on. That's not acceptable anymore. We're run by the 49ers, who do contracts in their sleep. Do you know what I mean? Big acumen, business acumen. So don't tell me this is our way. Fuck off. I don't want it to be my way anymore. Nah. Why should it be? We're Leeds United. Do you know what I mean? Well, Lee, this is the conversation, isn't it? This is it. Someone give him some sleeping pills, will they? Knock him back off, get his hand on a pen and a few sheets of paper and just let him... and we'll wake up with some boss deals. Do you know what I mean? Give him some Horlicks. That's it, man. Oh, God. Funny, man. Funny. But this club never does it the easy way. It will be boring. Everyone can do easy. We are special. Fucking special. We have to go our own way and find some good solutions. This is not okay. This is not okay. Oh, God. Well, Alan, we can bring back the interviews. You know, we can bring back the interviews. I also seen a mad tweet the other day. Yeah. I did see a tweet the other day where Parag said we will be aggressive, and when you actually clicked on it, it had been deleted. I did see it, man. I can't lie. I've got to see it, man. I've got to find it again. It was quite funny, actually. Because I was like, what's going on here? Oh, man. Anyway. It's funny. Let's, oh, Angus is here. Angus is here. I told you, he's not been sacked. Look, there we go. There's Angus. Fucking hell, no wonder we're going up the shitter. There he is. Mad. No, man, it's just funny, man. I'm finding it funny, man. I'm finding it funny. Yeah, Kershaw. We're not expecting that. I don't need to hear we've got limited budget. Why? Because as well, remember everyone's sat on here saying all the people that are also saying this wanted Sarah, wanted Clark, wanted Morgan Whittaker, wanted Smodics, but you're not getting them anymore. Yeah, Kershaw, if I go on your tweets, you want these players, you're not getting them, are you, bro? Surely not. Surely not. I don't understand the limited stuff. I mean, yeah, I don't. Honestly, I don't. It's all a bit mad. Someone says 49ers out. At least the Bates didn't hide it. Come on now, this is a bit silly, but yeah. But then people go, oh, now he's going to say we're minted. That one I don't understand. But anyway, someone said Berens tweeted some stuff, so let's see what Berens' angle is on it. 1 second. Do you know what the worst thing is as well? With all this shit going on, I'm seeing fucking people getting stabbed and killed left, right and centre all over the UK, man. It's so sad. Yeah, man. It's just shit, innit? It's just shit. It's just all a bit mad. Champs, bro. This is a totally different topic. Yes, I do. This has nothing to do with what's going on the pitch. Let me just say that. Today, we were phenomenal. No one in this division can chat to Leeds United. As long as that group stays, you add a few additions, perfect. Even if you don't add the additions, we'll still have enough. That squad, that team is too much for this division. So don't worry about it. Genuinely, don't worry about it. These are two different things. This is not... I'm questioning what's going on, that's all. I just don't think things are as rosy as people are telling us, that's all. You know, that's all. Right, let's see what Baron Cross says. Where's CC as well? I want to know where CC is, because what you're going to see here is word for word the exact same thing that was said in the article. Just so, I mean, we're just reading the same thing, I think, if I'm being honest. Like always, we just speak about business when it's done. It's more or less open secret. In the next 24 hours, perhaps a bit sooner, there will be some development. It's exactly word for word. There must have been 2 AI Farks. There's no difference in this. So someone mentioned about... What did Baron say different? I think what you've done there, you just... See, this is the thing. We're reading... No, it's... What? Why is it? Or are you seeing what you want to see? Because Baron Cross, it's the exact same words, just Baron Cross has put a different spin on it. Baron says they want a replacement, but it will be hard to find one that matches Sommerville's level at an affordable price. No one's asking that. Leeds won't spend his full fee on a replacement. Lots more detail from him here. He said that, but Farke said on a number of occasions we have limited resources. Baron Cross has seen the backlash to Graham's and gone, shit, I'll reword it. Simple as. It's the same words, so you see it as misleading. Other people, and all it is, this is the thing. People see the thing, that grabs people in, 100%. Graham's done a blinder, 100%. But what he's actually said in the article verbatim is that we... have financial... He's basically said we've got financial issues. If we didn't have financial issues, why is he talking about the credit card bill? Why is he talking about PSR? Why is he talking about the previous regime? If there's no issues, then why is he saying it? And people want to say, oh, Joe, he's not exactly going to say we're skint, is he? But he wouldn't need to tell us everything else. He could just say, yeah, we've got limited resources. Why does he need to tell us about the previous credit card bills, the this, the that, the that? Well, surely you wouldn't need to. See, he's saying we've got limited resources for me. That's the big bit for me, Max. No one, I don't think any of us expected, large sections of the fan base, I know some did in my chat, didn't expect us to go spend that. But George, you got to do what you got to do, haven't you? You got to do what you got to do. But ultimately... Graham's article will have popped off. He's made his money. Limited resources is vague. 100% for you. But what I will say now, to you, the viewers, do you believe that we will go and get Jack Clarke? Do you believe we will go and get Morgan Whittaker? Do you believe we will go and get Gabby Sarah? These are the names that everyone keeps saying in the chat. And then when we speak about players on the scouting report, loans from the Premier League, all the chat is, why the fuck are we sacked? Who are these? Nobody. Oh, who are they? Do you see what I'm saying? So you can't... This is why... Like, I did... How... People who watch me, I've said... It shouldn't come as a shock to me, really. But I've said for a while now, things ain't as rosy as people. And then people say, no, we will sign this player. We will sign that player. Now, Farke's telling you as much. Bro, were you here with the articles, bro? Can you confirm or deny? Please. Yeah. DJ Dan from the Square Ball just said on Wacko, what's been said publicly won't, whilst negotiations won't be... Well, of course. Of course. Of course. Like, no, we know that, but... Wacko also said we were signing Gabby Sarah, right? I must have missed it while I was reading the same article twice. Sorry. And Dan knows his onions. Believe me when I say. But I do think we'll spend money. Of course we will. But I think maybe... Nah, Jack, I wouldn't say we're poor. I'm not saying we're poor. But ultimately, the manager's come out and says we've got limited resources. And my question is, why? No, but it's the same. I've just read the article, bro. I've just read the article to you. I've read the word for word. They're on about the titles, fair enough, but I've read the article verbatim, what he said. Tyler, okay. Yeah, okay. So why did people... Tyler, you've sat here and said, I know you wanted Schmodix, I know you wanted Tara and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, here I know they're in different times and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, same, mate, same. I think this is it, Luke, and I've said this, and I've said this on shows, by the way. I've genuinely said this on shows, and I get hammered for it, by the way. But I've said I'd take a Raksaki as a loan over as a Sommerville to save that. I'm totally fine. But what we want is just transparency, because I don't think that's what we're getting. You know? Go on, Eva. Are you free, Eva? Are you home now? Do you want to come on and shout at me? Maybe, Richard. Maybe there's something in that, bro. Maybe. But all I'll say is, if we get to the end of the window and we're short, then we have to give them barrels. We have to give them both barrels. Adrian, it's his words, bro. It's his words. So... Okay. I don't know. I just don't know. Just... All I'm saying is, right, hold up, wait a minute, summon him, right. That's all I'm saying for me. And... Yes, Sean, man, I'm killing myself, bro. It's a killer, anyway. It's funny, man. I'm not losing the will to live. I just, what's going on? That's all I'm saying. And then it's like, oh, you're this, you're that. I'm pretty relaxed with us going signing loans, genuinely. I think the squad is mint. The squad is mint. But something ain't right. That's all I think. And if we get... I just don't want to be... I mean, I do want to be the guy, because you know what I'm like. But if we get to the middle of September and we ain't done what we're supposed to do, I'm going to be the guy that's just going to go, I fucking told you also. I don't believe this whole, the manager wouldn't say this and the manager wouldn't say that. Yeah, it's mad. I wonder what Graham, because I wonder what's Graham has said after the fact. He hasn't. On another note, though, we were great, weren't we, today? I mean, don't make me open this window near that bird aviary across the road. I'm telling you, man. Is she? Is she really? Has she said yeah? Oh, send the link, she said. Send the link. Let's go. She's going to shout at me now, I think. Let's see what she's got to say. Send a link, she said. Send a ting. Sign the ting. Let's see what she's got. 1 second. You know, like Rhea Ripley. Man me. I'm Dirty Don and she's Rhea. Now, Graham hasn't said anything, bro. Yeah, man, big time. You do realise that is going to be 7, bro. We just structured it differently. You do realise that we're still paying 7, don't you, bro? It's just structured differently. That's all. So, and he says, answer, see my messages. It can be explained. 1 second. I'll try to find them, bro. Let's bring in Evie anyway. Hey, up.
Hello, you're right.
Yeah, you? Did you have a good day, first and foremost?
Oh, it was lovely. It was great.
Yeah.
I don't know how they ended up with only 10 men. It should have been down to 9, if I'm being honest.
It was bad, wasn't it? They were bad.
It was a bit spicy. Like, I'm not sure if they got the memo, the fact that it was a friendly and it wasn't like a European game or something.
Yeah, it was. Right. Come on then, talk to me. Tell me your angle on this piece. I'll try not to butt in.
Well, to be fair, I haven't read it all. I've only read bits of it because I've not long literally come back because the queues to get out from Leeds were just awful. But I just want to pick up on a point that you made about the fact that you still think that obviously we'll smash the league and like that team today. Like we made Valencia look like, you know, kind of like 4th tier Spanish team, not first tier, you know, kind of thing. You know, we were brilliant. And to be honest, we didn't even look, it's not that we didn't look good because we did, but we just kind of looked comfortable. We didn't look like we were trying.
It, didn't we?
Yeah, we really did. So I was really, I don't know, I felt really comfortable watching it. And this was probably the game that I was most like anxious about. So why are we getting all riled up? Can I like genuinely just ask? Because like I'm quite passionate, but I'm not kind of ginger passionate. So like you're very fiery and like I'm quite chilled out because I genuinely think that.
Is that me or her? Hold up, wait a minute. It's not my name right. Is that me or her? Tell me that's me or her. She was about to land. She was about to land.
I'm a back.
That was a point. Game, set, match. Women wins. Get in!
I missed that.
I wholeheartedly agree with everything you've just said. There you go.
So what I was saying. So, like, there's all the money that, you know, it's not just player comes in, we can spend all that money on a player. And I know that that's not what you've said. Like, I understand. I'm not hearing that you're saying, you know, like whatever money comes in for Sommerville, we're going to spend all of it on. But I think there's so much behind the scenes. Like, we've also brought in a load more behind the scenes staff and, you know, tell me if I'm wrong, but they all need paying. So all of that money has to go towards creating a better football club. And it's not pretty, it's not nice. People don't want to hear about it because it's boring. It's not on the pitch. But because of the fact, like you constantly said, you know, and I fully agree with you, that we were Premier League on the pitch, but League One behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So there's all of that the 49ers are now having to kind of get back and try and build an actual like sustainable football club. And it's not pretty. So I understand it's not going to be pretty. So I've got quite a bit of leeway for them because of the fact that we were run appallingly for years. And that has to be resolved at some point. We can't just keep on spending, and we can't just keep on saying, oh well, we can push it back and we can push it back, because then you get to the Everton point, and you get to people wanting you to get relegated because you've broken so many rules, and we're trying not to break those rules instead of, you know, breaking them and then getting penalised. It's not pretty, it's not fair. I understand everybody's argument, but the team are doing it so far on the pitch. And that's what everybody says. We don't care about behind the scenes. So why do we care about the finances? Why are we losing our heads about the finances when they're trying to do that behind the scenes to get us onto a level playing field, so that when we do get promoted, everything's going to be, you know, it's just going to run really smooth. But unfortunately, you have to start somewhere. Like when you buy your first house, you don't buy a mansion. You buy a really cheap first house, you do it up in the hopes of selling it on, earning a bit of profit, buying a bigger, a better house. That's what you do with football clubs. That's what you do with players. That's what you do with managers. You improve steadily. You can't just say, spend all that money because, you know, we've got it, you know, this, that, and the other. I'm disappointed with the amount that we've sold Sommerville for. I really am. And I'm not going to come on here and bullshit and say that I'm happy. I'm just not going to do that. But I'm also not going to say that's an awful deal, because they know that that's not a great deal. So there has to be reasons behind the scenes. And yes, for as much as they'll want to make money, they also know that the money is in the Premier League. The amount of money that the 49ers are worth, the championship just is like, it's like play money. It's not actual money. And all of those investors need paying, and they're not going to get paid anything whilst we're in the championship.
At what point can we question it though? Right. So my thing is, I agree with you. I think on the pitch, great, amazing. That's all that matters. Win some football games, that's all right. But I think we as a fan base, because of such shoddy ownership in the past, have a right to question and be curious. And also, maybe even in some cases a little bit nervous, apprehensive about what's going on behind the scenes. I think things for me ain't adding up in terms of all the things we seem to have been fed. So
no, I get that. I get that. I think the point is that we don't know. We're all just making assumptions, and the problem is it creates mass hysteria, and that's what it is. You know, I've come home feeling really happy, like it was a brilliant game, great atmosphere, all of this. I turned on to I was going to watch the match reaction video, and then I saw you were live, and I was like, well, hang on, that's confusing. I thought that would have been finished by now. It was only a pre-season game. There's
for fuck's sake, him again.
And I was like, God, he just won't wind his neck in. So it just riles me up that we just can't allow ourselves to be happy. At the end of the day, we knew as soon as we didn't get up last season, Sommerville were gone. Yes, there was an optimist in me that said I would have loved for him to stay. And the closer it went, yeah, maybe I did feel a little bit more optimistic about that. But I'd rather he go now, and we've got just under a month to sort it out. We've got plenty of time in terms of like window time. We've got plenty. They won't have been sat on their, backsides twiddling their thumbs. They will have had plans A, B, C, and D in the pipework. But in the end, we didn't necessarily have that fight over Sommerville that we all predicted that we would. Everybody backed away pretty soon. So then maybe we did shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit by potential. Where was that actual figure? Like, I can't remember. You know,
Which
the figure that kind of came out that this is the figure that Leeds are going for. I know obviously Leeds never actually come out and say things like that, but who actually kind of originally stated the Leeds aren't going to accept under 30 million? Because that was a massive thing going around on every platform going.
Yeah, I said before, I think the fans created that. I actually think, I was on a stream with Gabe doing one of the American Uruguay games, I think, and I said 25 million at that time, 25 to 30 million, got absolutely battered, and then Gabe was like, no, we wouldn't expect anything less than 50 and all that sort of stuff. But then I don't know where it came from. I think maybe there was the Brighton stuff. We rejected 30 million, which you now look at and think, well, that was bullshit. They might have bid, but we rejected it, but it weren't 30 million. Otherwise, we'd have accepted it because we're accepting less than that now. So this is the thing.
Wasn't that Sommerville turning
that's
that
what,
down?
Are we not, that's what we were told. Again, that's what we were told, right? We don't know. This is it.
No, so
we don't know.
We're all getting stressed out over things that we don't know. So why can't we just be happy? We beat a Spanish
Life's not like that either.
But we beat a Spanish La Liga team in their first division. Like, we played well, we were effective. Ampadu is definitely going to get a red card at some point this season, 100%, because he was going at it today with anybody who wanted it. He was like a drunk man at the end of a night out. You know, when you just kind of like trying to get in a fight for no particular reason. That's what Ampadu looked like on the pitch. It was great to watch, but he'll get a red card at some point. So we played brilliantly. We beat them. Yes, a silly, sloppy goal, but that was 3/4 of a changed team. So I don't even particularly count that goal, to be honest. But I just think.
Are you still there?
I'm back. I'm here.
You are,
I had a phone call coming through.
Yeah, it knocks it off. Yeah, no problem. Football Insider saying that we do have. I don't want to. But we can't rely on them, can we? We can't go, I don't know.
If Joe was here, he'd slap you around the face for even listening to what Football Insider said. And so, I'm happy. Like, what will be will be. If everybody is so confident that we will romp this league with this team, then why are we getting angry? We're getting angry over things that we already say with this team as it currently is, even without Sommerville, is better than we were at this point last season with a weaker championship. So if we're not all financial experts, which everybody loves to say, then why are we getting bothered about the finances?
No, you've got to be.
Why can't we just enjoy? No, but why can't we just enjoy the football? If we say
but you've got to be, because
the team on the pitch are playing well, they're the team that win the league. So
but ultimately, but we still need to be aware of what, because that could be. Well, of course, because look what happened under Ridsdale and that. Come on.
No, but why does we as fans need to know about the finances? As long as that team, we wouldn't have never been bothered. I understand.
Because we've got to. You've got to know about this shit.
I understand about the Ridsdale one, but
PSR, we need to know now. Otherwise, we go, why aren't we buying anyone? Sorry, go on. Sorry.
Had they achieved what Ridsdale was banking on, we would never have needed to know that information. It was only because we didn't achieve it that we ended up struggling for it. These are not those kind of charlatan business people, because they've got too big of a reputation. They're top 10. Yeah, but where's Ridsdale now? He's owning. Is it Preston that he owns? Yeah. So all right. So he owns Preston. Well done. Like, it's not. They're Preston. it's not Leeds United. The 49ers are one of the biggest global sporting brands in the world, one of the biggest
So
businesses
where's the
in
money?
world.
Where's the
PSR,
money?
you've just said money and PSR are two completely different things.
Why did they need Red Bull investment then?
Well, because we still needed that money. That money is still going back into the club.
Why are these the richest in the world? This is the
because
thing.
Because of PSR, you've just said.
No, but I'm on about
money and PSR are two completely different things.
Yeah, this is
Brighton aren't a rich club, but they are very, very business savvy. So therefore,
Tony Bloom's rich guy.
I know, but he still can't input all of that into it.
Yeah.
He has to get money, back out of it. But all of the behind the scenes staff, all of the new staff, Farke actually has a team of trainers and things like that. Marsh didn't have that team, so we weren't paying for those people, but we were overpaying for people like Aronson. Yeah. So you have to get the behind the staff scene as well. That money still goes back into the club using the behind the scenes staff.
Yeah.
Things have to be built. I'm
not letting you get away with the behind the scenes stuff. That's bullshit. I couldn't give a shit who's behind.
No, because it's not bullshit, right? When you build a house, you need a foundation.
Yeah, but I don't care. You say don't care about the money. I don't care about the fucking skeleton crew at Ellen Road.
No, but guess what, right? If you build a house, you have to build it on a foundation. You can't have your fancy TVs. You can't have your fancy bathrooms. You can't have your 4-poster beds if your house is not built on a good foundation. They're going back and building that foundation that has been torn away for 20 odd years. They're trying to go backwards in order to go forwards because nobody has actually put the money into it, because Rads didn't put the money into it. Bielsa put the money into building everything. Bielsa did that. So we haven't had owners that actually wanted to do that. And now we do. And people don't like it because it's not pretty. It's not. I'm not going to lie and say it is, because it isn't.
I'll tell you when, at the end of the transfer window, if we don't have a Sommerville replacement, but Patricia in accounting's just been promoted, I'll be fucking buzzing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Right, here's a question for you. It came in, right? I don't think I am, Emmett. I don't think I am. Chill out, simp. It is what it is. What was I going to say now? I've lost my train of thought. If Leeds United don't bring in the players that we need, at what point can we be critical? Because everything's good now. Or let's say, for example, Slow Sports Pete is true, and we need to sell one more big signing, then what? Say if we have to sell Rutter or Nonto.
Well, Rutter we wouldn't earn any money on, so he wouldn't be a big signing. Nonto's the only signing that we could sell and earn a decent amount of PSR on. That I would be annoyed. I would be, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not employed by the 49ers. I'm not trying to stick up for them. I'm sticking up for a business side of things. So it's not them as individuals. I don't give a damn about the 49ers, but what I care about is the fact that all businesses have to be stable. Now, if that's the case and we sell somebody else, I will not be happy, because for me, we then won't be the most competitive team. Right now, who do we need? Because if we can win the league comfortably, win this with this team, then who do we need? What do we need?
Yeah, right now I think we're good, aren't we? We need a left back. We need a left back cover. We need a starting number 8, ideally ahead of Gruev. And to be honest, I don't think it's that wild to say you don't need to replace Sommerville. I know people will smash me for that, but at the end of the day, we've got enough in the forward lines. I do think that, and if we have got limited resources with what we're being told, totally cool. I'm okay with it. This is the thing, Evie. I think people misconstrued it. I'm okay with it. It's just more about the transparency and what's true and what's not, right? But my thing is, If we then were to sell another of one of these key assets, then come on. Then you've got to be suddenly going, yeah, money's not right.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. I think the people that have gone Archie hurt, but it makes sense, right? And people are going to come at me for saying this, but right now in his career, Archie is replaceable. Right now, I'm not talking about future potential. I'm just talking right now in his career, he is replaceable.
Agreed.
So that made financial sense. It was awful from a fan perspective in terms of who he is. But if he wasn't if he was just another 18-year-old who had come in, would we have all been up in arms over him? No, we wouldn't.
If his potential was as good, maybe.
No, I don't think we would. I think it's the name that's made. Yeah, it's the name that made it so heartbreaking. It wasn't the potential, because he could have also had an accident and never been the same player. We would be gutted on a name basis, not on a player basis. If you've only seen one season of him and you hadn't have seen him grow up and know his family, you wouldn't have been that bothered. You would have said 40 million for an 18-year-old player, rubbing your hands together and saying, well done. Whereas we came at it from a negative side of things, and we want a name, a legacy because of the grey name. So that's the reason why we were so gutted, not the actual player right now in his career. And so we do,
Evie, at least we got this though. At least we got nice flashy lights now, which I were impressed by. But when you hear him with skin, I'm like, stop spending it on stupid things.
But you've got to make it more.
Spend it on players.
But you've got to make it more appealing. People want to come if they're gonna spend big, especially when
they want to make it good for their investors when they're walking through. Man, when fucking Will Ferrell comes, oh, this is nice. You're not bothered about who's on the pitch.
Oh no, he probably isn't. So
no, look. It's official, it's coming, folks. We're going to be here at 8 o'clock. Because, boom, some are signing anyone. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's Defo Crescencio Sommerville, is it not?
Yeah.
It is. I'm going to have to stick around now, Evie. I don't know if you want to stay with me or not, because we're going to find out what this fucking fee is. Because there's going to be another meltdown coming, I'm telling you. What if we get, I don't know, 5 million or something? Boom, it's mad. Oh, God.
Well, that's not going to happen, is it?
No, of course not. We need another voice of reason in here, don't we? We've had the female voice of reason. Where's the male voice of reason? Yeah, that's Ryan Kent. Yeah, undisclosed maybe. Although I think West Ham might tell us, because they've definitely done the better out of this. This is my point, Paul. Genuinely, this is my point, Paul. Do you have an answer to that either? And I'm not expecting you to have the answers, but what's your take on that?
My take on that is the fact that everything was so poorly done with all of the loan clauses, in terms of we didn't get any money for them. Payments obviously go down a further. Is it 10 or 15% this season?
Yeah, 15, something like that, yeah.
Then you've obviously we've still had to pay off everything from a PSR point of view. We're still paying off Aronson, we're still paying off Verber, we're still paying off Adams. Even though we've got money in for him, we're still paying for him as well. So we haven't, the actual, money that we've got in is not as big as it looks on paper when you take all of those costs out of it. So I think that there's a lot that wasn't disclosed to us. Obviously buying back.
Oh my God.
What?
Release clause. It's bullshit. I don't believe it. I do not believe these exit clauses. I'm sorry, man. What is going on? 25 million plus add-ons. Exit clauses, apparently. Joe, talk to me, man. What's these exit clauses, for fuck's sake? I think at this point it's just trope coming from the club. Oh, they've got an exit clause. Surely not.
Who? I'm not up to speed. I was walking the dog. Sorry.
Oh, Sommerville's move to West Ham confirmed. Leeds United after release clause in contract triggered fee in excess of 25 million.
Well, that's
plus
okay. So it's
add-ons.
excess of 25 million anyway, and not the 25 million all inclusive that Plettenberg said. So Plettenberg is the one that was wrong. So that's fine.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't really matter about the exit clause if it's excess of 25 million, because that's what we heard 2 days ago was excess with add-ons up to 30 million pounds, which is exactly where we were.
I don't believe the exit clause bullshit, man.
I'm getting to the stage, and I'm going to be really honest, I'm getting to the stage where I'm calling bullshit on all these exit clauses as well, because, and I asked Graham Smith this last week, it was the first time I ever got a reply from him, but when we were told at the start of summer, and there's people that will be in the chat here who came on my channel and had a go at me because I said all the loan clauses from last year will still be active this year, and the club said that they weren't, and then it turns out apparently they are. So we were initially told that the 2 loan exit clauses that were still active were Harrison and Aronson, and that magically Aronson had decided to waive a contract clause, which apparently you can just waive a contract clause. And we're back. That was the 2 exits, nothing to worry about. Then we were told it was Roca and Harrison. Actually, not Aronson, it was Roca, and that's why they had to let him go, right? So it was Roca had the exit clause. And then we were told when Llorente went that it was Llorente that had the exit clause again. And I asked Graham Smith, what's the story with the exit clause? We were told that Aronson had one, but then waived it. And he said he doesn't believe that Aronson had an exit clause at all this season. So there's gaps. There's really the club has got to get better at communicating. I mean, that it's been a shit show this year when it comes to communication. Look at the preseason tour. That's been so badly dealt with and communicated. They need to get better at communicating stuff. I'm not worried about the Cree exit clause because it's in and around what they wanted anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm annoyed at how it's being communicated. You know, we will sell them at our price. But he's got an exit clause then. So how are you selling him at your price if he's got an exit clause?
This is the thing. Like
the other part.
Go on,
sorry,
mate,
go on. No, go on.
No, I'm saying, right, so his last contract, right, was signed in 22. Yeah. So if he had an exit clause, right, why didn't he go last summer? Like, I'm not saying anyone would have paid, but this whole, something's bullshit because we're going to sell him. We're getting tough. It's all on our terms. We all thinking 50. Well, if he had an exit clause, he'd have gone. Brighton would have exercised it. Yeah. So what's going on?
So I don't think he has an exit clause. I don't think there is an exit clause.
Is it when a player leaves that we like, oh, he's got an exit clause. Oh, we have to accept it now. He's got an exit clause. Something's not right.
I don't think they even need it. There's two mistakes this week. Two mistakes have been made today. One, Daniel Farke's comments weren't wise. I mean, it's taken, an hour for the positivity to be sucked back out again? I'm really, because I'm sick of the negativity. I'm done with it. But it's taken an hour for the positivity from a really good performance against Valencia and a really exciting team and looking forward to Portsmouth. And then Farke says in his press conference, limited resources. And you're like, Jesus Christ, did you have to say that out loud? Even if it was there, play dumb, because now there are question marks around everything that has been said, right? Because, and I go back to Prague's interview. He said, any investment that comes into the club this summer will go back on the pitch. Will go straight onto the pitch. But they're telling us now that it can't because we've limited resources.
Exactly.
So the Red Bull deal meant, and this is where the mix-up gets, the Red Bull deal meant the difference between having to sell a player or not. A player. They didn't say many, they said a player, which we all assumed was Archie, and then Archie goes. And then you're like, fine, I can accept that because it was a PSR deadline and there were no other offers on the table for any other player. Okay, I can accept that. But that's the player gone. And now Cree goes. And you're like, well, if you get the money you need for him and it can be reinvested, like you said it would be. And Farke said not that long ago, a couple of weeks ago, if we lose a big player, we will replace that player with a similar profile player. And now today he's saying, well, we'll try and do it, but it'll be difficult. We've got limited resources and we've got to be careful. So the communication coming from Leeds isn't good. It's really bad. The only thing I'd say is it's nice to see the local journalists getting the fee for Cree right this time and Plettenberg being the one that was miles off the mark. That's a positive, at least from one stance. But they've got to clean this up because there's a lot of things to be positive about right now with Leeds going into the start of the season. And all of it is being overshadowed by the bad communication.
Yeah.
And it's the club that are doing it, you know. And me and you know from trying to contact people in the club, they don't want to talk to anybody at all about anything. So that needs to be tidied up. But I mean, if you're in Farke's situation, right, and someone says to you about replacing Cree, the obvious answer, I don't know what you would say, but my answer would have been, we're looking at solutions. We'll have something soon.
Yeah.
And I would have left it at that.
But is he not forewarning us, Joe, though, to say, look,
I don't care.
there are issues.
I don't care because this is the excuse. And I said it at the end of last season. No excuses this year. No excuses. That team on the pitch today is more than good enough to go and win the division. But there's 3 positions that need to be filled. There's 3 gaps in that team that need to be plugged. Now I'd be worried with that statement that we've limited resources. And you talked the other day about, you know, if Cree goes for 20 million, everyone with half an interest in Nanto's going, oh, okay, hang on. We might get him for 10 or 12 if they're selling him for 20. But now, you know, you're wondering, going, if he says limited resources, you're now thinking, does that mean Georgie's on the table? Does that mean Nanto's on the table? Does that mean Ampadu's on the table? Like, if we have to sell, do we have to sell? Because they told us we didn't have to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and sometimes you're like, well, it was half a statement made by somebody and the fans picked it up and ran with it and they got it wrong. Or it was misquoted or something like that. These are video interviews where this stuff has been said out loud. But you're changing the message. The other side to it could be he's downplaying the entire situation because they don't want people to know what they've got in the kitty, so it doesn't drive up the prices. That could be the other part. There's a bit of gamesmanship there because, again, Graham Smith said the other day that the higher up in the club said to him that there'd be nothing leaked out about finances because it'll affect our business. And then maybe Farke is saying, well, we've limited resources because other clubs will go, well, you've got 25 million for Sommerville, now you can give us 20 million for this player. But by him saying this out loud, maybe he downplays that a little bit and go, well, actually, maybe Leeds don't have 25 million to spend and we might be able to get players we wanted. That's the other side. That's the side that I would usually go with and go, he's downplaying this. That's just a smart move. But the comms are so bad and so disjointed and so contradictory to each other. And they're all coming from the club. Like, it's not coming from second-hand sources. Farke said it in an interview over in Germany. Parag Morate said it in an interview with all of the journalists when he did it and it was put out on Leeds channels. It's all there to be seen. Like, if the money was going to be, if any investment was going to be reinvested onto the pitch, where is it?
Exactly. I'm calling bullshit, man. Like, so you can't tell me if Sommerville, Gray even had one, right? So this wasn't, by the way, folks, everyone who says, Gray didn't have one because Gray wasn't signed. Gray got his new deal when Otto wasn't even here. So if Sommerville had one, so that means Rutter's got one. Go on, Rutter's got one, and also Nanto's got one. So be prepared.
And just possibly Vober's got one. Possibly Aaron still has a loan release clause. Like, I mean, we don't know now because they keep changing the story. You know, we've only got 2 loan clauses.
Archie will have put that in himself as well. So Archie isn't blameless in that. You can't just.
No, the players would negotiate that as well.
So let's not say.
Listen, we don't need to do that. No, well, Gray wouldn't have gone if he didn't have to be sold. Still stand by that point, regardless of what he says in a fucking Spurs interview. He still would.
Yeah, but he would have agreed if there was a release clause. He would have agreed to that release clause, but he would negotiate that contract.
No, I know that. No, of course.
Exactly.
However, I know that. I know that. But my point is, I get that, but I don't want to because everyone just blames the previous ownership. I do not believe. And call me crazy or whatever, like, if Sommerville had an exit clause as they're portraying at this amount, then it's just been triggered by everybody, man.
He'd have gone in January.
This is what I'm saying, Joe. It's mad.
You know, but look, what I would say is this.
Would he have been gone in January, though? He'd had half a season of a good season. Like,
yeah, but he was flying at that stage.
No, but by the end of it, fair enough, you've had an entire full season, but who's taking a risk at 25 million on half a season?
There's more.
We did with Kenny.
More. Brendan Aronson has inquiries from aboard, but he's likely to stay at Leeds.
But this is Plettenberg again.
If nothing extraordinary happens, he won't transfer in August. He's very motivated, but he's probably got a release clause. Maybe Leeds United want to sell him. Fucking get him out.
Joe, they can't all be right and all be wrong. So Plettenberg has been wrong already. Yeah.
True.
And spectacularly wrong because he sent a frenzy this morning with that message again by saying 25 million all in, 20 to 25 all in, which caused panic again. And now it's proven to be incorrect what he said. So that doesn't mean that his next message out Leeds is automatically correct then. He's probably still incorrect about that. Right? But then we don't know until the window closes, and that's the problem we have here. And again, just to maybe calm it a little bit, I'm annoyed about it.
Sommerville have an exit clause, Joe? Why?
The point would be, if the statement had come out now, Chris Sommerville, listen to me for a sec, Joe. Just follow me on this and see if
it's just fucking mad. It's making me laugh how crazy it is.
I agree with you, but I'm saying, if they had said, Chris Sommerville's gone to West Ham, excess 25 million plus add-ons, right? We'd have all been like, as we were on Friday, Joe, fine. That's going to be over 30 million. That's fine. Perfect. No problems. The fact that they said, because the exit clause line makes it worse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they don't say that, and ultimately, again, it doesn't matter.
We sold for 25 plus add-ons. That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. My problem is that I wanted that money reinvested into the squad like they said they would do.
Yeah. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, was that it? Right. Evie, do you have any thoughts, love, about this being reinvested and stuff?
Yeah, I think we actually need to see it, and you can only hope. I will judge them harshly if nothing else is done by the end of the transfer window, but I am willing to give them until the end of the transfer window, because at the end of the day, if we're all so happy about what the players are doing on the pitch, then that's all we need to be concerned about. If they're doing it, and then they can encourage other players to come and say, look, we're going to get to the Premier League. Have you seen us so far? Our starts this season? Like, it's all positive, but I will criticize them. I will be peed off like to the max if we don't get cover, because then we don't want another situation like we did last season. Like you've said, in Wembley, we had no midfielders on the bench. I don't want to be in that position again at all. So I will come on and criticize them, but I'm also not going to lose my head right this very second, because I'm far too positive about what the players are doing on the pitch. Why, I am happy with what Farke has done with the players. Do I hope that I never hear the word loan release clause again? Yes, I absolutely do. And as long as we get to the Premier League, we're never going to need that phrase again. But I will absolutely, go to town on the 49ers if we don't get backups, because they've seen how long of a season the championship is. They've now got no excuse in my eyes, because we've lived it. We've done cup games, we've done playoffs, we've done the full season. They know how exhausting it all is, and they know what happens if you are too heavily relied on with two players being Rutter and Sommerville. When they go off the boil or get injured, we can't afford to have that happen again this season. So we need backup, and I will be critical, but I'm not going to lose my head right this very moment, because we've got just under a month left, which is a long time in the world of the transfer window. So I'm not willing to just call them every name under the sun, call them Ridsdale, say it's a fire sale, all of these things. I'm just not willing to say that.
There's people that keep telling me the club's the worst it's ever been. I'm like, well, then you clearly don't remember Bates, Cellino, Ridsdale. Yeah. Because it was far worse under them than it is right now. But the problem is all that positivity is being soaked away because of the communications from the club and this misinformation or disjointed information around, is there clauses or isn't there clauses? Who has clauses? Who doesn't have clauses? Are we likely to see somebody else leave now before the end of the window? Because now everyone's going to think.
That's the worry. Mr. Slow Sports, Mr. Slow Sky Sports, Pete O'Rourke says there's going to be one major exit. He says one more.
If he ends up being right, I'm gonna just throw myself out a window.
We actually said that at the time when we brought it up, but he's run an article today saying
it should be called anything else but Sport Pete.
Yeah,
anything Pete.
The thing is on this, Bjorn, just to sort of round off, I hear what you're saying, but now, and I agree with Evie and everyone, that we're going to dig the championship. This doesn't change for me. It doesn't. But my point is that we have a right as a fan base to be apprehensive, to question. And my thing is, Bjorn, at now at least 4 different junctures, we've been told we're okay. And we haven't been. Because we were told with the grey sale we were okay. Then we're not. Then we get Red Bull investment, we're told we're okay. Then we're not. Then, sorry, 3. Then the Cree one. We're not going to sell. That was it. We don't need to sell them. Then Cree one. And now we're still. There might be one more. So if there's another one, it's like, hang on a minute now. On every single different juncture, we've been told, it's okay now. You're overreacting. You need to calm down. Oh, all this sort of shit. Well, guess what? It's continued to be... Hang on a minute. And even Joe, I was like, when he said it, I was like, hallelujah. Because even Joe, who is Mr. Like, and he is, like, come on, let's all just calm down a bit. Which I love. I love that. But even he's come and said something's a little bit off. That's all I'm saying. A little bit off, I think.
I think the communications are a massive problem. Because the one thing you need to be able to be comfortable with as a fan of a football club is that your club are telling you what's going on. That's all I want. I won't always agree with what they say. I don't have to like everything that they say. But I'd like to know what's going on in certain situations. I also said, don't be surprised. And I said this to you, Joe, and I texted to you as well. Guarantee it, they say undisclosed fee. Leeds United website, undisclosed fee.
Here's one for you. Again, remember, folks, don't let this thing ever forget. With there being no release clause to worry about, Leeds really could set a high price and not be thought unreasonable. He's a high value asset, 30, 35, something like that. What? And now there's a release clause.
17th of June, so 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. But apparently, according to Baron Cross, this release clause has sat since we were relegated.
But why has no one else activated it?
Because it's fucking bullshit, man. I'm telling you.
It wasn't worth 25 million this season.
But it's it's something's not. Call me crazy,
is where my
right?
head's confused, Joe.
Exactly.
Why say it?
And then this is what Baron's tweeted, just so people can see it. Leeds say a clause was triggered in his contract. It's understood to have been active since United were relegated and remained so after Wembley. But what is it?
Again, Joe, that bottom line, deal in excess of 25 million plus add-ons. Again, on Friday, we were okay with that.
Happy, yep.
Okay, so for 1 sec, we are, including Leeds, that's all you need to say, right? That's it. Because that gives everyone the answer they wanted. Like, right, okay, fine, it's going to be in around 30 million. Fine, okay. No problem. But you then put that line in there about a release clause, and you go, why did you put that in there? Like, why put that in there? Why say that? Because the first thing that's going to do is gaslight half the fan base to go, what? I thought it was on our terms. Like, as you say, someone's being lied to. Someone's not telling the truth.
And we knocked back the bid from Burnley. And also, here's another kicker for you. If they do end up selling Rutter, don't forget that we also rejected a deal off Dortmund. So how is they've got these clauses, are we able to reject?
But I don't see the point. I don't see what the club has to gain.
20 million, not 25.
No, but I'm just, yeah, of course. But if the clause was there, you don't think Burnley would have upped that a little bit? If there's a clause there that's sat there since forever?
An extra 5 million you're guaranteed to get him. Fine, go get him. But what I understand is, I just don't understand why you would say that. Like, I don't understand why there's any Leeds have anything to gain by making that. It's just a silly statement that changes the narrative around what's been said. If that comes out 25 million plus add-ons, grand. End of story. End of story. The three of us are not sitting here talking about this. It's done. And we move on with our week. But then that one line that I don't know what the club has to benefit by putting that there. Like, if they put that in there, it's not like it appeases the whole club, the fan base, where we all go, oh, well, it was a release clause. We were okay with the 25 plus add-ons. We were fine. Putting that line in there just completely changes the narrative going, so we weren't in control of this and we had to sell the player. And why are no other clubs getting involved with this if there's a release clause? Like, Jesus, surely Chelsea would have been all over this because it's not 50 million now. It'll be 25 for everybody.
Yeah,
so why did they not get? So I don't understand what the club has to benefit by making a claim or saying something that possibly isn't true. Why would you say it? Why say it? Yeah, it makes no sense. It just brings negativity towards them. So if it's not there, why say it? And if it is there, why say the original? The answers, it's not adding up. 1 + 1 is equaling 7 here on all different stuff. I don't know.
Something's not right, German, is it? Come on.
Something's off.
Am I being too paro? I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm being too paranoid. It's strange,
I think we're probably getting too worked up over the fact that that line is there, because the fee is still what we were happy with on Friday. So we should still be going, but it's still close to 30 million. So
Yeah. It's the bigger picture in it, because then we go, who else has got these release clauses?
Yeah.
Some people saying we need, and all I'll come back to, Joe, and we've said it, like at the end of the day, we were told by the Daily Mail we needed to raise 100 million in sales, and then we were told that was codswallop, and then we sold great, and we said we didn't need to do, and it's just mad. It's mad. Matty, I'm not though. This is what I mean. I'm not. Like,
no,
you
know,
definitely not. This is what I'm saying.
You're not.
Yeah, I know for a fact I'm not. But because they're doing like things, but they need to be questioned. They need to be questioned. Of course they do. You can have your spoonful of sugar like the medicine and take it down. That's fine. But it's like you get called sensationalizing or saying stuff if you question it at every single junction. Matty, you've said calm down, but guess what? It's got worse, or we found a little bit more. There's something not right. Genuinely.
Yeah, but
you weren't happy with 25 million, bro. I seen your tweet where you said you weren't happy with 25 million. So, do you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's mad.
I just don't understand why that line is there, because it just brings
I agree.
Anger. And if it's
it brings
irrelevant.
Negativity.
Yeah.
Because it's basically just semantics that we're all getting angry over.
Yeah.
The fee we were happy with on Friday, like, happy is maybe a stretch, because I honestly think that we should have held out for more because of his value specifically. Not saying that him as an individual is worth more, but to us to get out of the championship is maybe worth more. You know, maybe you put him at 150 million for the fact that that's what it's worth in order to get out of the league. I'm not saying he's worth 150 million by, if, you know, somebody likes to quote me saying, you know, satirical things. But we're all just getting angry over semantics right now, because it's the same fee that we okayed on Friday. So it doesn't matter. Maybe they thought that West Ham were going to put that in their announcement. So maybe they thought, well, if we put it in ours, then it's not West Ham that have you know, put out something saying, you know, we've triggered the release clause for this player. So again, it's just backfired. It's something maybe they thought that it would be lessen the blow of having to sell him because it's a release clause, and it's just backfired. Whatever it is has backfired. And I just think that everything just needs to calm down a tad, because the people on the pitch are doing us proud. They're the people that we're supporting. We're not supporting the 49ers. We're not supporting Farke. We're not supporting anybody else other than Leeds United and the players on the pitch.
Yeah, and just to this, we want transparency, but not after the fact. That's not the case. And I would say they need to give transparency to the journalist as well, because Graham Smith's come out and rightly defended the point, I guess, and said it's an odd one. We heard a single source whisper about a clause last summer. Wasn't a story because no one was paying 25 million for Sommerville, which is what Evie said earlier, fair enough, which we all agree with, yeah. But same source then backtracked this summer and said they could dictate terms for any exits, which isn't the case. So someone at the club is also lying. This is the point. Like, there isn't transparency because they're lying to local press. There is a release clause. No, there isn't a release clause. We can dictate terms. Or now there is a release clause. Which is it? Do you know what I mean? Now, clearly, there's a release clause, but my point is, we're not getting the truth is the thing, isn't it? We're not getting the truth. That's all.
Going back to the release clause from saying last season, Burnley would never have paid 25 million.
But apparently they bid 20 though.
But that extra 5 million for a team that had a lot of players that come in because their championship players weren't good enough. Granted, they didn't spend wisely because they got relegated, putting up very little fight. So 5 million is a lot of money. If they'd have had that extra 5 million, he wasn't worth 20 million pounds then. You know, he certainly wasn't worth 25 million pounds. And when they're spending, was it like 17, 18 million on the goalkeeper from Man City that hadn't played any first team football and just got decimated in the Premier League, they maybe didn't want to spend that extra 5 million pounds on a player that had scored 4 goals in the Premier League. So you know, I do think he wasn't worth 20 million, and he is worth 25 million this year, but he wasn't worth 25 million last year. So like that release clause, considering he was in the under 21s when he got that contract, 25 million was a hell of a lot. If you look at him and Cresswell were coming through at the exact same time, Cresswell's hasn't gone for 25 million because he hasn't impressed, you know, enough to actually have first game minutes. So I think there's a lot of revisionism going on in regards to people paying the 25 million last year. That would just never have happened.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair, Evie. Because, yeah, no one would have paid him. Yeah, yeah, I hear what you're saying. You're bang on the money in that respect. Yeah, look, Sommerville's gone now. I think we all wish him luck. He went about it the right way. I think he's gone to a great club in West Ham. We played really, really well today. We now just have to sit and wait and see what happens, right? We have to hope and pray, and I'm really, really worried. But we have to hope and pray in the 28 days that are left at this window that please do not sell Rutter. Please do not sell Nonto. And make sure...
Do not sell any more major players.
Yeah, please. Please, man. Please.
Because especially if there's limited resources, what the hell do we replace them with?
Exactly. You know,
and
this is why, Joe, when we see Sarah and that,
Farke.
It's
never going to happen. But now we talked yesterday about possibility of Jack Clark coming in. That's off the table.
Gone. Forget. Yeah, exactly.
Any double-digit million gone. Forget about it. Yeah. Forget about it. But again, the only other angle is that they're deliberately downplaying their money for negotiations. If you take the other piece that was said in Graham's piece, where it said that the club won't be leaking things because they feel it will impact their business negatively. Yeah. So therefore, maybe they're downplaying the entire thing so clubs don't jack up prices of players because Leeds have got a war chest. But the proof of the pudding in that will be in the eating, and we'll know in the next 20-something days if that actually is the case. If they do bring in 3 players of a decent level, fine, we can forget about all of this. But the thing that I won't forget about and will need to be sorted is they've got to get better at communicating with the journalists. I said this a long time ago. It is a really dangerous precedent to set to give misinformation to local journalists. Because if you want fans to be paranoid about what goes on at your club, then create a gap between the local journalists and the fans. And you do that by giving them misinformation. Because then when Graham or Barron or anyone says anything, the first thing a fan will say to them is, well, you get everything wrong, you're not credible.
Yeah, 100%.
And then the club can do whatever they want in silence behind the scenes because, well, the local journalists haven't got it, so no one has it. You know, it's a really dangerous precedent to set. The minimum that they deserve. I'm not the kind of person that will write the club a letter or go on Twitter and say, I demand answers, because I don't deserve answers all the time. We don't. Businesses are businesses. They run like businesses behind the scene. You're not entitled to anything, whether you believe you are or not. But as a fan, you are entitled to know that your club is being run correctly, that the information that's coming out of the club is accurate and stays accurate long term. Right now, every message we've gotten appears to have changed a couple of times in the last couple of months. And I would say if we were to go back and review Parag's interview, there's major holes now to pick in that. Now, ultimately, does it change the fact that we got 25 million plus for Creed? No, that's fine. No. But again, there is some grace by a portion of the fan base towards the 49ers, me included, you included, Evie included as well, where it's like, we understood that Archie had to go because of the PSR situation. We didn't like it. We hated it, but we accepted it. Yeah. But that's the problem. And you don't want that. You don't want the club to be creating a narrative where the fans question everything they say. You shouldn't do that. There's no need to do that. And again, if you just don't put that line about the release clause in a statement, nothing happens. There's no uproar. Nothing. We're all fully expected it to happen. And if anything, you look back at Plettenberg saying, go, oh, he was wrong. But now you're going, well, hang on a second. And I really think Daniel Farke's line about having limited resources was an incredibly unwise line.
Yeah, it looks like, of course, yeah. Because that's what set a tongue wagging, and and I'm part of that. I'm aware I'm a part of the fucking thing, but that's my job. You come for my opinion. I said to everyone right at the start of this video, which was an hour and 45 minutes ago, please formulate your own opinions. Like, I'm just reading through the piece and I'm taking from it what I think, and I just think there's some skullduggery going down, and things are not as rosy as they're first portraying, and every but it is what it is. We've done enough. I'm tired and I'm pissed off, actually. After what was such a great day with the game, I'm actually pissed off because now I'm like, someone's lying, and it ain't cool. And I know I shouldn't care either because we played great, but I do care because it is what it is.
But it makes you worry about the next 2 weeks, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
100%. Yeah.
If that line's not in that statement, if Farke doesn't say limited resources, everyone's really happy today. We are excited about the next couple of weeks to come, and we know we might have to wait a little bit for players, but they'll come.
No, we're not. Do you know, Leeds fans? We're never happy.
We are.
If we'd have won today, the 25 million comes through. Like people would have still been like, "Oh my god!" Like we've got to replace him, this, that, and the other. People always find something to catastrophize.
Can I just quickly respond to this though? At this point though, come on, Louis.
It's not that they're not being truthful. There's gaps in the information that need to be told.
They told the journalists there is no release clause. Then they said there is a release clause. Then there isn't a release clause. Oh, now there is a release clause. Come on,
we're negotiating on our terms was the big one that they said.
Yeah,
we're negotiating all sales on our terms. But I'm sorry, if there's a release clause, then you're not negotiating on your terms. You're negotiating on the release clause. And that's the end of it, because that's the release clause. Once it gets activated, you've got to speak to them. And the club get removed from that situation. Then it becomes a case of, we've activated the release clause. The player is now in control. Go and talk to the club if he wants to. The club can't even get involved in that. The club can't even say, we want more money. They can't, because the release clause is there. It's legally binding and it's being activated. Yes. You can't say we're negotiating on our own terms and then say a player has a release clause, because that's contradictory information.
100%. Yeah. Exactly.
And also, the point that I was making about fans being happy, not happy, but at least being able to move forward positively after today, if this isn't said this evening, is because if you look at Twitter and if you listen to comments and videos, everybody hates Patrick Bamford. You go to Elland Road, you learn very quickly that's not the case.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. Right, folks, we'll leave it there. I was supposed to have dinner and a shower and that earlier on, but then this happened. So, listen, Evie, thanks for thanks for coming on and calming me a little bit. Joe, thank you for doing the same. But then you came on and actually riled me back up, brother. So it's all good.
Joe, I've used all my hard work to calm Joe down, and you came back and wound him back up again.
Do you know what though? Do you know what? It feels like a win because I'm like.
Broke Jer.
We've broke him.
Yeah. I'll tell you what happened.
I'll
tell you what happened. Why I'm wound up. I brought my dog for a walk, and on the way back, she decided to turn around and run towards me through my legs, and I nearly went flying over, and that wound me up a little bit. And then I got back to the house, and I had to go into the shed, and as I walked into the shed, the beam from the door of the shed cracked the top of my head, and I lost the plot completely. Like, there's a piece of wood in my shed that I put my foot through, so that's been smashed. So lost it. And then I came in and sat down at the table, and I got a message from you. I was like, I'm already here. I'm already here.
Let me on. Telly, what I would say, I have done a reaction, mate, speaking about how great the game was with Joe, with Jack, and with Danny. So if you want to watch that, that is still there for you as well, okay? But if you don't want to watch it, I don't
think there's panic being created.
And listen, I'm not creating shit. As I said right at the start of the video, formulate your own opinions. You watch this show for mine, and I'm giving you mine, Telly. If you don't like it, then go watch Connor and KG talk about the game. I don't know why you've got us on two screens. If I'm irritating you and creating panic, just turn me off and watch KG. That's all I will say to you, bro. Anyway, Sean, you're giving it Farke, but not the Niners. I've seen your comments. I'm trying not to bite, but why Farke? Farke's not the problem here. Farke isn't the problem. Come on, man. Anyway, we'll move. Thank you very much, Evie. Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you all. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit the notification bell. And as Leeds man says, yes, I am an emotional machine. Sometimes just switch me off. Sometimes I have to switch my fucking self off. But that's just me, man. It's not even about, it's just me. I'm emotional. I'll be on tomorrow. When we sign someone, I'll be going, oh yeah. Like if 49ers pull off Mika Hamilton, I'll be coming on going, I told you all, man, I'm ITK, yeah. So don't worry about it, man. I'm not worried. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna leave this room, have a shower, and eat some tea, and be fine. And I love you all, okay? And as well as you, Sean. Anyway, peace out, folks. Bye.